Interstate 476. Yeah. Alright, Interstate 476 is a Pennsylvania-only thing. We're back in Pennsylvania. It is currently the longest three-digit interstate in the country. It became that when a former Pennsylvania route that used to run on the Northwest Extension was changed to 476 in 1996. Let's take a look at the route. It goes from I-95 in the Philly suburbs and heads up through the mountains and through Allentown and on to Scranton throughout eastern Pennsylvania. You're watching Control City Freak. This is the YouTube channel where we talk about interstate highways and the places that they're signed to go to. If you dig this kind of content, why not give us a like? And if you really like it, why not subscribe? Yeah, subscribe. Or better yet, join the Patreon. I've got a Patreon going. We've got a $5 level. You get a free $5 super like if you sign up before the end of 2023. So appreciate that, and you'll keep that for the entire time that you are a member. I should also let you know, if you don't sign up for the Patreon, but you want to request an exit, you can still do it the old-fashioned way with a super like. We've got 2:15 in Nevada, the Vegas area, for the Chiefs playing Vegas next week, and the following week, State Highway, Wisconsin 29, because the Chiefs play the Packers. The week after that, the Chiefs play Buffalo, so we are going to do the Queen Elizabeth Way in Ontario, our first foray into Canada. All right, let's talk about Northbound. 476 begins here. We get 95 North Philadelphia and 476 North Plymouth meeting. Not a big fan already, Pennsylvania. And on pull-through signs on 476 itself, it is also Plymouth meeting. It's not too bad to have a suburb on a three-digit road, but this is such a long three-digit road, I feel like probably Allentown from the jump would be the way to go. And at random interchanges, we also get 476 North for Plymouth meeting. We meet US 1 shortly after starting, so here's our exit with US 1. And now we are going to be meeting the parent route, I-76, which is signed east for Philadelphia and west for Valley Forge. I know that's where it meets the turnpike, but I don't know, Harrisburg would be the way to go. I know it's an important historical place, but I will never agree with this Valley Forge signage. On 76 itself, 476 is signed for Plymouth meeting. And we've got our exit for Plymouth meeting coming up. We don't even get like a road or anything, it's just Plymouth meeting. Pretty lame. And there it is, our glorious Plymouth meeting exit. The reason Plymouth meeting is signed because that's actually where we're meeting 276, so they do have a little bit of bigger fish to fry. We're meeting 276, we see 276 West Harrisburg, so we can sign Harrisburg when it's the toll road, but we can't when it's the free road. It's going to Valley Forge too, isn't it? Blah. And we've got North 476 and East 276 Allentown, New Jersey Turnpike, New York. So New York on there, that's pretty good. Here is our actual exit for West 276, and we see we have 276 East to 95 New York City coming up. So, wow. Nice, PA. We go through our toll facility here, and it's pretty pricey to drive up to Allentown on this. And here's where we actually have these split off for 276. Now we're getting New Jersey instead of New York, but we've had New York and New Jersey, but those are both fine. And North 476 Northeast Extension for Allentown. So good choice there. Just like on the PA Turnpike itself, we don't get proper mileage signs. We just get the next exits that are coming up, and we only get the name of the exit, which might not necessarily be the most important thing in that area. At random interchanges on these, we are still getting Allentown. And here we go under I-78. No direct interchange, of course. Why would you want that? And at our Lehigh Valley exit, we have I-78 and US 22, Allentown and Harrisburg. So this would be the main exit for Allentown, and it's an indirect exit for I-78. At this interchange, we are signed for North Toll 476 for Scranton. Good choice there again. And here is our first exit request. We've got this request from Leo, and he wanted to see exit 74 for Lehighton and Stroudsburg, US 209. Here is that exit, and thank you so much. And we've got somebody else who requested that exit, so I'll show that on the southbound part. Nice scenery on this road for sure. Very beautiful going through the Poconos. And now we've got the Pocono exit for I-80, Hazleton and Mount Pocono. Hazleton. This one is almost a normal interchange when we meet I-80, but they do have to breezewood it up just a little bit, as it seems they do with basically every interchange. I don't know why breezewood singled out, maybe because that's where 70 is leaving and stuff, but it's breezewoods all around. And here's some more scenery on 476. Scenery would have been nicer. Unfortunately, basically every street view available happened to take place in like November, which is fitting for right now, but it's also probably about the least beautiful time of the year for this road. And now we've got the Wilkes-Barre exit, and and this is exit 105. This is quite a ways away from Wilkes-Barre, but it is a sensible place for this exit to be signed for, and it would be the faster way to get there. And here at this exit, Corte Menche 437 once again is making a request, and he is requesting exit 115, the Wyoming Valley exit for I-81, where we're getting Pittston and Scranton. So Scranton makes sense because that's where I-81 is going to be going here. Pittston is kind of just the immediate area here, so it's not really a control city for I-81. And I do appreciate that request. Thank you so much. And here's a look at that interchange. You can see it's definitely something of a mess. It is pretty convoluted to get onto I-81, particularly if you're going onto southbound I-81. There's quite a bit of driving around through this Pittston Breezewood situation here. And the trees are looking a little nicer here, and we're getting another exits sign. So again, we're not really getting normal mileage signs like on a normal road, but we're getting the Pennsylvania toll road method of this here. So we've got Kaiser Avenue and Clark's Summit as our next two exits. Here is the Kaiser Avenue exit, and this is right around when we're starting to run out of 476. And we see not long after that Kaiser Avenue exit, we have this crazy U-turn here where the road completely loops back around. And now we are meeting I-81 once again, and it's signed for Binghamton and Wilkes-Barre, which does make sense. That is good signage. And we end up defaulting onto US 11 here. We have the choice of US 11 south for Scranton and north for Clark's Summit. So here's kind of what it looks like at the end of 476. It is quite wild the way it curves. It would almost seem like if they would have just built 476 straight to where that fine wine and good spirits is on 81, they could have saved a lot of effort there. Maybe it was some kind of mountain in the way to prevent that from happening. All right, let's talk about southbound 476. Here on US 11, we are getting 81, 6, and 476, Binghamton and Wilkes-Barre. And we have the sign for the Pennsylvania Turnpike here. So lots of stuff going on. And right here's where you have the chance to split off to I-81 and US 6 and not pay a toll, or you can get onto toll 476 and the PA Turnpike by going straight. On I-81, we get 476 signed for Clark's Summit along with 6 and 11, and it's not signed for anything else. That does make sense though, because if you wanted to go further south on 476, if you want to go to Allertown or Philly, you're better off staying on I-81 where it's free and jumping over to it when you have a second chance to get on 476 at exit 115, and especially since 81 is more direct to get to that one than taking 476 would be. If you get off of that exit on I-81, we get this West 611 Clark Summit, and now we have 476 signed for Allentown once we have the split point between 6 and 11 and 476. So they do mention Allentown if you do continue onto the ramp. 476 crosses US 6 and 11 on this towering bridge after doing that little dog-ear loop that we had before. We've got our toll coming up, Easy Pass or Pay by Plate, 1/2 mile. I don't know. I like having the option to do cash on tolls. I don't like the no cash whatsoever thing for tolls. And on this part of 476, we can see I-81 right next to us. In fact, we can see the exit off of I-81 for 476 from this vantage point. So that's pretty cool. We've got exit 115 once again going southbound, and this was requested by Appolo. He wanted to see exit 115, the Wyoming Valley exit for I-81, and 315 for Pittston. Thank you so much. Interesting that Pittston is the only thing that is signed here, that we don't get any I-81 cities. We only get the immediate city right here. And here we're meeting I-80 again, Hazleton and Mount Pocono. Let's see what they have signed for 80 if we actually get off. Stroudsburg and Hazleton. Just the places everybody's going to. Way to go, PA. But if you do get onto 476 off of 80, you get Scranton and Allentown, so that's quite a bit better. This exit was requested by Boss King Inc. He wanted to see exit 87, so here is exit 87. Exit 87 is an interesting one, so I'll show a little bit more about that, and thank you for the request. The interesting thing about exit 87 is that it's one of the few that are, or maybe the only one, that is just a regular diamond interchange and not the old-timey toll double trumpet thing that you see so often on these toll roads. Here is the Jim Thorpe Service Plaza, so here's what a service plaza looks like on this road. And we're meeting exit 74 for Lehighton and Stroudsburg once again. Jeff Banks requested, he actually requested for 495, but I'm pretty sure this is what he meant because this is where Lehighton and exit 74 are. So thank you so much for that request. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thanks. And we've got our Lehigh Valley interchange once again. We were meeting I-78, signed for Allentown and Harrisburg. So let's get a better look at this. So looking ahead, 476 is the road going kind of right down the middle of this here, and we see 476 has no connection to 78. You have to get onto 22. If you want to go eastbound on 78, then you would be going eastbound on 22 and looping your way around. If you want to go westbound on 78, you'd be going westbound on 22 and merging into 78. Quite a lot here to avoid having a direct interchange, but in this case at least it does make some sense because you're on some kind of freeway the whole way. Getting on to 476, at this interchange we get South Toll 476 to 276 Philadelphia, or northbound you get Scranton, so good choices there. We've got a couple more exits coming up. I believe the mid-county exit is when we meet 276. And in fact it is. So here we're meeting 276 West Harrisburg, East New Jersey, and going straight, we are on the mid-county connector now, 476 South Philadelphia and Chester. So we will no longer be on the Toll Northeast extension. And 476 is still signed for Chester and Philadelphia. Don't know why Chester is so important to have there, but I guess Pennsylvania works in mysterious ways. And here is our toll booth going southbound. We meet I-76, and I-76 signed east for Philadelphia, as it should be, and again west for Valley Forge. If you were going to Valley Forge, wouldn't you have just taken 276? I don't understand why they want to sign Valley Forge so much. And now we are on 476 South Chester. Philly goes away after 76 because you would be taking 76 to Philly and not 476. Here we meet US 30, the Lincoln Highway, signed for Villanova. Oh no, they've knocked us out of the Final Four a couple of times. I'm no fan of Villanova. At the interchange off of US 1, we see 476 is signed for Plymouth Meeting and Chester. Those are your two options, so pretty bad. And we're going to be ending at I-95, so we see North 95 Philadelphia, South 95 Chester. And this is what it looks like as we merge into I-95 at the end of 476. Alright, let's talk about Todd's the way it should be for 476. This one's pretty simple and they pretty much get it right. Northbound, Allentown, I would skip Plymouth Meeting altogether, just go Allentown from the jump, then Scranton, and southbound, Allentown like they do, then Philadelphia like they do, and I would get rid of Chester and I'd just sign Baltimore. Alright, thank you so much for watching this episode of Control City Freak. I really appreciate it. Hope the Chiefs are able to do well against the Eagles. That's going to be one tough game. I appreciate everybody going on the Patreon so much. Everybody who's already signed up there. That is awesome. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and until next time, my name is Todd, and keep on trucking.